Questions? Yes, sir.
Senator McCain, I've heard you say before you don't like earmarks.
No.
My understanding is that the program, the clinical trial program that treated the woman Mary today was in fact a $10 million earmark over 8 years, amounting to $80 million. Is that and that the hospital here to
Earmark projects and the process of earmarking, that in many times I don't judge whether a project should be funded or not. I strenuously continue to object to a process that in the middle of the night projects are put in without scrutiny nor authorization nor competition with other projects. We have a system of making laws and appropriating money in Congress that is a process of authorizing. In other words, saying these in competition to all other requests and demands that these projects deserve funding and then funding. And what has happened in Washington, both good programs and bad, have been put in the middle of the night. I don't judge many of these programs, but I know the most egregious ones because I see the examples of it. And I see, by the way, the corruption that it's bred. And we have former members of Congress residing in federal prison because the process is so corrupt. And there are pending investigations. The Abramoff investigation, which I led, had everything to do with earmarking, had everything to do with that. And so I object to the process. I am sure there are many worthy projects that are earmarked by Congress. There are many, for everyone that is worthy and meritorious. There are others which are totally unnecessary and pork barrel spending. So I'm for the reform of the process. I'm not in a position to judge the merits of thousands. I think there was 9,000 in the last major appropriations bill.
Can I just follow up?
Sure.
Yet your economic plan relies upon a blanket capturing of all of the earmarks over the past several years.
Yes.
Without making any sort of judgment
Sure.
about whether one is good or one is bad. So wouldn't that sort of blanket capturing of all the earmark funds capture these good programs that you say were good?
No. If we eliminate those that are unnecessary and unwanted and go through the proper authorization process, we would not be on the spending spree we're on today. We have allowed discriminatory spending to increase by some 40% in the last 7 years, the biggest increase in the size of government since the Great Society. No one who works in Washington, as I do, believes that we can't save more than is in the earmark process that we are in today. I mean, to somehow assume that we're not spending enough money, that somehow we are assuming that we can't save untold amounts of money as opposed to presiding over the largest increase in spending since the Great Society. I think we just have very different views, and I'll stand for my position and my record. Senator Obama and Senator Clinton have asked for hundreds of millions of dollars in earmarked pork barrel projects, ranging from a seed museum in the case of Senator Obama to the Cultural Museum in upstate New York. So I will stand on my position of my ability to save the taxpayers huge amounts of money by going through the proper process that was designed and should be implemented, including, by the way, getting the President of the United States a line item veto.